It's an Appalachian river, boys, and the whiskey on that river pours like honey straight from mouth to comb and meat after a tour. There are honest wives and the fishing's fine. When you're here, you're a friend of mine. Pioneers and buccaneers, it's Raystown water time. Young man in a big old world fell in love with just one girl. Girl ran off, now he's alone. Raystown water time. Darker days of memories past. God willing, this ice won't last. Only home he's ever known. It's Raystown water time. It's an Appalachian river, boys, and the whiskey on that river pours like honey straight from mouth to comb and meat after a tour. There are honest wives and the fishing's fine. When you're here, you're a friend of mine. Pioneers and buccaneers, it's Raystown water time.
Today's dock update is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little special. I'm going to do a run of the river. So I'm going to start from the southernmost, that's the side towards Saxton, and I'm going to move right down the lake rather, toward Huntington. I'm going to hit a couple docks today. This is going to be a little longer of a dock update. It's going to be a little bit more thorough. So if you want to grab a cup of coffee and then push pause and then come back to this, we're going to go through them. We're going to have a look at what's going on at our favorite place, Raystown Lake. When you get back with coffee, I'll meet you there at the dock. Let's go check it out. Beaver Falls. As you can see, there's no ice here. It's open, and yes, you could put your boat in here, but of course the gate is closed. This dock is inaccessible as of filming right now. I have a bird over here that's just chattering. It's doing some photo bombing. Just couldn't quite get a great shot of it. So what are we going to do here with this little dock update is we're going to run through, we're going to talk a little bit about the spring, and as the docks are opening up, of course, I'll keep you guys informed, but I think we can predict a little bit based on what we're seeing right now today. And I am glad to be wrong sometimes, guys. I thought it was going to take 2 to 3 weeks before this lake opened up to us so it was accessible for fishing again. It looks like it's going to take less than 2. So I think I was probably wrong. It's going to clear up like in half the time, and that's really cool. I don't think the groundhog knew what he was talking about. I think we're going to have an earlier spring than we thought. So the ice is leaving. We're going to have a chance to look at a couple of the docks here today. You'll see that. But this is Beaver Falls, and as much as the ice is retreated and the dock is open, the gate is closed, so you cannot use it. Not yet. As of filming, today is Monday the 3rd. I believe today is the 3rd. Water levels look good, clarity looks good, and the ice is mostly gone. Mostly gone. I'm not starting my charters until April 1st. And I think that's a pretty good date to start on. Now, I know that you guys can get out there earlier and catch, but we're still, 3 weeks out from that date. So I think by then things will be turned on. So if you're trying to gauge like when you want to have your boat ready and stuff like that, just figure April 1st, but know that if you get it done the week before and stuff, you can still come out and probably do okay. When you get on the water, what are you going to look for? You're going to look for the warmest water. I know there's a temperature everybody kind of thinks of. We think of 53 degrees. 53 degrees, but just think 50 degrees. If you can find 50-degree water, that's where you're going to find the most active fish. If you think about it, the fish are cold, the water's pretty cold, so they're going to seek out It doesn't sound like much, but just a couple degrees warmer. Just like you or me, we would look for the room that's just a little bit warmer than the other. Like, you know, the coldest room in your house, and it's probably only a couple degrees colder. And so you'll tend to stay in the warmer room. Fish are really, they're not too much different. They're gonna seek out that heat. So where's that gonna be? It's gonna be your shallow flats. They're gonna heat up a little bit sooner. And so they're gonna be on the direct sun areas. So generally speaking, you wanna say that would be on the western banks. So if all you did, if you had nothing else to go off and you came out here and it's your first week out, I would encourage you to scan and fish the western banks in the sunny areas and look for water temperatures right around 50. That's what we're trying to target. So if you can find those water temperatures, you're going to find the fish that are most active. There are certainly fish who aren't in those areas. However, I think you're going to find that they're going to be a lot less responsive to what you're offering them. So if you want to find fish that respond to your lures and are more active, if you want to stand a better chance of getting a hook and a lip, I would tell you to find the warmer waters, and I think you'll do just a little bit better. So shy beaver is probably known to a lot of the ice fishermen as kind of, well, this is kind of the go-to as far as ice fishing. Shy beaver, Aitch, those two docks are probably the biggest ones for ice fishing. But ice fishing's done, guys. Do not try to come to shy beaver. We're going to check it, but I don't think you want to go. Ice fishing's done for the year. Usually here at Raystown, we get just a couple weeks of it, 2 or 3 weeks at most. It's usually historically about the time period you have. So it's really a narrow window, and oftentimes the ice really just isn't thick enough that most of us want to be out on it. But there's some guys who just know, and they test it. They're very careful, and they do it wisely. But they come out, and they've done it for a lot of years, so they know what they're doing. And they do really well ice fishing at Raystown Lake. So if that is you, tip of the hat, sir. But I think you guys would agree. We're done for the year. At Raystown Lake, we are done ice fishing for the year. Shy beaver is locked up in ice as far as I can see, all the way down around the point. That is ice. I can't see any open water at all. So this one's going to take a little bit of time to open up. This one is probably 2 weeks to 3 weeks out, kind of like what I was saying originally. This dock is probably going to stay locked up. One of the longest ones. So this will be one of the last ones to be clear of ice. But nonetheless, it is opening here at the dock where it's real shallow. So the water temperature's a little higher here right in the shallows, and so it should melt pretty fast. But nonetheless, back here in the coves where it's real low energy and such, it's going to freeze too. So that's the nature of the coves. They're the first ones to freeze and the last ones to thaw. But right here at the dock, it is starting to show signs that spring is around the corner. Shy beaver, just a couple gulls down here. They're not actually seagulls. Maybe you guys know what they're called. They're not really seagulls, I don't think. But, you know, if you guys know what they're called, but I just call them gulls. Nonetheless, that is shy beaver. I'm going to run up to the next dock, and I think what I'm actually going to do is stop at the bridge. I'm going to stop at the Enten Bridge. That's always a good view to see, and that's on the main channel, so we'll get a better view of looking back towards shy beaver here, kind of what the main body of water looks like. If you guys are enjoying this, do me a favor, do the thumbs up. I'll make more of these. They're kind of like the full-length dock updates, so it'll be a multiple dock update kind of video. A little more like, they're a little bit longer. Takes a little bit more time for me to come out and do them, but if you guys like them and it gets the views, I'll do them. So show me that you appreciate it by doing that. All right, let's go up to Enten Bridge. So it looks like there's just enough exposed water here that you could come down and do a little bit of crappie fishing underneath the bridge here. And yes, you can catch crappie underneath the bridge here. I like this bridge for if you're on your way home from work and you just want to fish for 30 minutes or something. It's not a bad choice. But the water is opening up, guys. Do not be fooled. There is ice both north and south from the Enten Bridge. So if you put your boat on the water, it's not like you're just going to run the lake. So there's some spots that are opened up, but the docks are, I'll say the travel on the main channel is limited. Battery died. So the main channel, it's just you're going to be limited how much you can travel on the main channel. So don't come down thinking you're just going to be able to run the whole lake. It's just unrealistic. Those swans that you see in the distance in those videos, those are tundra swans. There's a photographer there, Bob, tip of the hat. He was taking some really cool videos and stuff of them, but he had some eagle shots and stuff that he was getting. So there's a lot of bird activity there right from the Enten Bridge. So if there's any birders out there, you guys want to come down and see a good bird show, the Enten Bridge is delivering on this sunny day. I'm going to run up here to James Creek. We're going to have a look at that too, guys. I anticipate ice at James Creek, and then we're going to move on to 7 Points. So thank you for sticking with me in the video. If you like this, do that, and I'll make more of it. James Creek. Here we are. It's an Appalachian River, boys, and the whiskey on that river pours. Yeah, I linked that down below. So if you guys want to get a version of that song, you want to give it a listen to, it's on the website. Check it out. Bud did these buckets up for us. So we got a couple of the docks that have these salt buckets, and I know that some of you guys used them. But it's just I know that the season is kind of wrapping up, if you will, as far as the season for needing salt at the dock. Nonetheless, the spring, when you get freezing overnight, thawing in the morning, but a lot of us are showing up right during that freezing period to put our boats in the water. So even early spring can have ice on the docks. So good news is there's salt at the docks. Bud put those buckets down here so that we could use them. Thank you, Bud. That is a community effort thing, and feel free to use it. So those buckets of salt are here for you. Check out that ice. James Creek is 100% locked up in ice. Now, I'm looking way out there, and it looks like there's water out toward the main channel, like out at the no-wake buoys, but honestly, I can't be sure. That might just be water on top of the ice, you know what I mean? But it does look like water out past the buoys. I don't think you're getting your boat out there or anything, but it does look like the main channel's opening up. It's still pretty significant ice cover. You're looking at least a week. It's probably 2 weeks before this dock is out of the ice. So I think we got 2 weeks of wait time here at James Creek. So really I'm pushing it back a little bit, aren't I? Well, every dock's a little bit different. I think James Creek still has 2 weeks before it's clear of ice. based on the weather, it could be a little different, but I think 2 weeks is probably a safe assumption before you can use the ramp here at James Creek. And you're still probably going to deal with a little bit of freeze on the dock, so a little slick dock in the morning. Use the salt to treat the dock, kind of be safe when you come out, but we still got some time, guys. It's no rush to get to the lake, sharpen the hooks, get your gear together, but it's not time just yet. Aitch is much more open than I thought it was going to be. The ice goes across right there at the point, but it looks like on the other side of the point there's open water out at the no wake zone, the no wake buoys. Looks like there was some patches of ice and stuff, so I'm guessing back through there on the way to the channel as you got some ice and some open, I'm guessing. But this is actually pretty good here right around the dock right here at Aitch. Is a lot more open than I thought it was going to be. I think probably in a couple days Aitch is going to be open. I think in a couple days you're probably going to be able to access the main channel from Aitch. James Creek, not so much. That's going to be another week, might be 2 weeks. But here at Aitch, because it's getting full sun, it's out in the open, so there's no high walls. There's not a bunch of, they don't get like half shade day and half sun day. So up here it's just full sun all day. So Aitch is going to be open probably just in a couple days, and you'll be able to get out on the main channel. I'm not encouraging you to go out on the water in a couple days. I'm not. I think that if you get your boat out there, yes, you got out there, but you're still going to have to be contending with ice. I think you're going to find that there's sheets of ice floating free out there, and this is all besides the normal debris that's just on the water here at Raystown. But whenever you're going down the water, you're going to encounter just sheets of ice floating because it's that time of year. Ice is breaking up and ice is moving around. So if you do put on the water, just I might even just suggest keep it off plane. Just be careful, be wise. You do you, but just know that that is a real danger out there. You don't want to find your boat going up on top ice while you're out there. It could create some real problems for you. But nonetheless, it's starting to look pretty good. 7 points. Wide open, guys. Got a couple trailers up in the parking lot. People have already figured this out. I think my last report on this was that I was assuming that there was a sheet of ice out here across in front of the dock area. I think I was wrong because there was people out here fishing it, and I'm glad to be wrong in those circumstances because people could effectively get out and such. But wide open here at 7 points. So if you're going to come down here this week, like maybe this weekend or something, I would say 7 points is a good option if you guys want to put in the water. Main channel out there looks clear. I don't see any ice as far as my eyes can see. So you should be okay to run a little bit. But again, you just want to be mindful of the fact that ice floats and you can have these huge sheets out there that just break off and they're floating down. And then the normal debris that we get here at Raystown too. What was the last year for the regatta here at Raystown Lake? I don't know if it was there whenever I was real young. I was definitely too young to come watch them. But maybe some of you guys know. What was the last year they had the regatta? They used to race the boats out there. Was it before 1980? Like, did they have it in the early 80s? I think they did. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys can educate me on that one. I wouldn't mind having the regatta come back. I wonder if that's something anybody ever talks about. It'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind to come out and watch some boats race. So what were the last years of the regatta? If you guys are in the chat, you guys understand, or if you've been here and you witnessed it, tell us about it. Bring back the regatta. But 7 points is open, guys. You can come down and do some fishing. We got one final stop on the way back up, and I honestly, you guys wouldn't hate me if I did this. My last dock update was from Snyder's Run, and we kind of know what Snyder's Run is. It's locked in ice, so Snyder's Run is a no-go. It kind of looks like James Creek, so it's real similar to that. But if you're going to put in the water, those are your options. That is the lake, and I'm going to end it right there, guys. That is your dock update. Thanks again for tuning in for all this. Again, go to the website if you want to hear that song. And that's it. Order some lures. Go to the website if you want to listen to that song or get lures or book a charter. Do me this favor, if you guys want lures, try to order them in the next week or two. I'm just going to be busy with the charters, and I'd appreciate it being able to get the lures pushed out before the charters come on. Just one less thing to worry about. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Much love. Much respect. See you on the water.